I went to my parish priest church this morning to go to spoken Eucharist, which is a lecture and some Bible readings, and then they drink wine, eat some bread. It's to commemorate Jesus, and that's all they do. And there's no wrong with that. And there's no harm, there's no swear about it. The priest in charge was a Norman, and he wears these little robes. They're actually Roman troubles, and he's a Norman. And I don't know what the Catholic Church wears, it's high Anglican, and he's actually a Norman, and he's a second son of the nobility, and that's how the country works. The whole thing's run by Normans. And his assistant is Neville Squire, who's also supposed to be noble, or thinks he is, and he lives across the road, and he goes around killing people. He's tried to kill me several times. And I'm weakened by the knife into the chest, which has given me heart disease, which is temporary. And I always go down, but I will die from that. And it's very, the service was actually quite pleasant. I think the lecture, I think, was about their work at Southwark, where they look after people who are destitute or something. But that's all right, if they do, and we don't know. And he probably convert all to Christianity. Well, I don't know whether we're a good thing or not, but there are good things about Christianity, not bad, and do some good though. The good questions about something else. But they have this religious belief, which is false. When they teach it to people to get them to work in factories for a small amount of money, so they go to heaven when they die, which is going back a long time. But we're not predates Christianity. And in white robes, we pass a sort of exam, which means he's divine, white robes, and he's actually a criminal. He goes around killing people. He's those Neville Squires across the road. He's on the right hand side, and he just what he's nasty about what, like most Christians, these priests are vicious, evil people, and they really are, and they're not nice people at all. But they pretend to be nice. But all they want is your money, and I don't have any. They've stolen everything I have. Just a thief, that's what they are. Just a thief. No right to it. No right to it. They're just thieves, liars, and murderers. And we don't like them. And they think to do with Jesus Christ, so on, being God or something like that. And they believe in devils and demons and spirits and possession, demonic possession, all sorts of things, all nonsense, all nonsense. And so it is. Unfortunately, they believe nonsense. And that's what I'm brought up to. It's an incubus and the devil and spirits, demons, gods, angels, that sort of stuff. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It really is, unfortunately. And you can make other interpretations on it, and there are bases in fact, but not true. The Bible's got an accurate story of the history of this part of the world, this sort of part of the world, basically, and it's accurate, but it doesn't mean any more than that. It's just a description. These God things are just written what maybe people thought at the time, or maybe they were written in later. I don't know, but so it is. That's very accurate. I can't argue with it, but that's who it is. Now I don't know what I thought they were doing, but I filmed it, and I didn't. I went there. They asked me to go to church, so I went. I think they intended to kill me at church. They wanted to do a lobotomy, but they didn't do it. And I got a film, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because it's a public performance, and you can. There's no entry fee. You see, so it's a public performance. You can take a picture. It's not private. Well, they might say it belongs to God. There's a God spirit in there. Well, I can't see it. They say the devil's there as well. You know, you find one of the benches is marked with the image of the devil. Well, they're all devils. The devil's in the church. The devil rules the church. They're not Christians at all, really. Well, maybe they think they are, but they're not. They teach what Jesus taught, but they don't follow it. You know, they think that they go around murdering people. Some stories too. And All they want is your money, you know, and if you don't give it to them, they steal it. And I stop, and they're not interested very much, because they're teaching nonsense, basically. And to some extent, it produces civilization, but it's all based on a lie. It is the Bible, isn't there? You know, talk about that. But you know, they called me an Islamist. Well, I was converted to Islam because of the atrocities of the Christian Church. And they complained about the atrocities of the Muslims. Well, I must admit, they are pretty awful. They do awful things to each other too. But he isn't part of the teachings of the leaders of Christianity or Islam. And it's just a different, not much different. I'm going to it. You see, the Gnostic Christians who were following Scarface, they scarred his face like I did mine was, because Jesus told him that Jesus was from another planet. That's what Gnostic Church believed. And Jesus did teach that. That's why he murdered him. And because the Caiaphas, which the priests are based on, are all liars and taught to teach something else. And quite different. You know, it's really cruel. You know, Jesus taught us to, well, maybe some people do it, but they don't. But some of them do. They do some of it, I think, not all of it. And it's more concerned who Jesus is and whether they're immortal or not, you know, which people aren't immortal. And Jesus wasn't God, but they so madly think he's God. Didn't say so. That doesn't say so in the Bible. He never claimed he was. And so it's all rubbish, but nothing about it. And well, they wear these robes. The priest wears a Roman tribunal's uniform, and the assistant priest is a temple servant, which they had in those days as well. I'm not quite sure what they do. And the purity means he's sin-free, which he isn't. He's a criminal. I understand he picks up prostitutes around the place. I know he rapes. I can't clear him of rape, but he might do. And they're very nice people. The chest is these swords that prostitute people test now. I'm a victim. Just a bit. Me to myself. I was surprised I'm still alive, actually. And he said so. And on one occasion, I got a sword off him and pushed it in his chest, and he's seriously injured. They're putting an arm operation, of course, which is what I had. And he's a criminal. That's what it says. Still scars are on the right. That's the man who's just opposite. He lives opposite, you know. And he probably attacks. This guy called a Romanian girl, Monica. He probably attacked her, I don't know, because he was in the house, and he attacked her when she came out because she was in my house. And anybody who comes to my house is attacked by him. So it's very dangerous to be here. And it's dangerous for me too. And well, so it is. I shut a door in his face now. I should treat him like a friend, but he isn't. You pretend friend. He finds out about you and kills you. And he comes around here, and I do leave things lying around, I must admit, and he takes them away and uses them against me, you know. And so he appears to have stolen my money. Well, maybe he's got special provisions, and he knows the bank numbers, so he can hack into bank accounts. I don't know what he does. No idea what he does. No idea. He talked about £6,000 or something. Whether it's going in or going out, I don't know. And so he's a criminal. He steals money. And he told me he set up a direct debit on my account to steal money from my account. And he told me it hadn't gone through because he didn't get that number, didn't get something right. And I don't know. So he's a criminal. Anybody who knows those numbers, know what about the person who has the bank account, can steal their money. That's the problem. It's a very weak system. There is a security system, but it's weak. And he didn't know that security system, so it's difficult to get into it. He didn't know my security code, whatever it was. It's all right, but that's how it is. So it's a nasty little work. And well, when I left, the two priests stood on each side of me as I left, and I heard them say, "We don't call the police, we don't need them." And they were going to jump me, they were going to bundle me into a van, take me to a shelter, and my brain removed. That's what they intended to do. Which is what they do at Southwark, is not they don't make people better, they murder them. That's what really happens. They're brain damaged people, it's like slaves. But it does stop people going bankrupt, but it destroys their minds. And well, I think he returned some wires. I got a piece of wire I got from a company. I paid for it. It arrived apparently, and he sent it back. You know, Everybody's just being nasty because then he doesn't like this concept that world could be powered by coils and wire. Well, some other people have different ideas, and they don't like it. I think it's the Pope who says actually. But the person who founder of psychiatry, I spoke to him, he's a murderer. And he didn't believe it. So I said, fair. He didn't believe it, but he didn't kill people. They're killing people never everybody got this idea. In fact, they think some obviously, God, this looks special, but it isn't. It's just randomly killed some. That's all sort of garbage is written about it. But if you do the science, it's quite straightforward, scientifically. And it was derived a kind of well, big deal. Only a 500 or 50 turns. And so I could have done that today if you hadn't taken it. I'm rather annoyed because it's going to set me back. I will have to either order it again or get it sent back to me. And if he probably sent it back to the firm where the cancellation does that sort of thing. He cancels things. And there's no right to do that. I've tried to go to America sort of time, they stopped me. And for a job, I had a job, I had a degree, so they stopped me. And he's no right to do it. He's a criminal. He's a very nuisance. You know, he thinks there's nothing outside England. It's only England stuff. And especially the occupying army, that's what they are. Occupiers, murderers, thieves, liars, sort of thing. They're Normans with big fists, you know, so we don't want them. And well, if you do the physics properly, it can be shown that a coil of wire can, if it's with the right fluid inside the middle of the coil, it can produce power by a nuclear reaction, nuclear fusion reaction. And so that's not proved, but it's experiments, so it does work. And even this thing does work. Now, I was trying to get the coil of wire for a winding, but there's a resistance. Yeah, so I need more current. When I successfully carried out an experiment which produced power for a short time, because the air soon runs out, you know, there's no much air in it, it soon runs out. It's only deuterium in the air that's burning, there's so much in there, it's very powerful. And they didn't like it, they didn't believe it. But he doesn't know what deuterium is, he probably doesn't know what fusion is, doesn't know anything. And they actually re-rigged this fusion experiment to make it very, very expensive for all who could afford it, to prevent us lot from using it, because they don't want something cheap, because it'll ruin their economy, which means that they won't make any money out of it. That's what it's really. A lot of things are stopped because they won't. The pigs in power don't make any money. That's how it is. And unfortunately, but he's one of them. And he attacked me. And sending that wildfire is range distance. It's a minor problem, but it's a range distance because. I don't know what he stole. I would have thought he stole it, but he might have done. But he probably told us he doesn't want it. You know, he does. He cancels orders and things. You know. He criticizes me for getting stuff from China. Well, it's cheaper. Big deal. Some of the stuff's not good, but most of it's different from here. Chinese are kind of normal people, and I don't want to use slave labour, but Britain does. You know, the factory slaves in Britain are brain damaged people who work in factories, and that's what it is. Britain's based on slavery, our system. And they're the masters, because they're who in power. And they're criminals. One on the right was around with a knife. And both of them have knives and maybe a gun as well. They're allowed to carry guns and knives, so they're violent. And underneath his white robe, he has a suit of armour. And the Norman Knight, the both Norman Knights especially, and the one with the robes, he's got an armour underneath. Because they weren't wearing it onto their heads, so the heads are vulnerable. And the throat is vulnerable as well. And they're nasty lot. But on the way out, they didn't block me, but stood each side, and I can see from their expression they're about to attack me. They smile, you know, people smile when they attack you, look at you and smile. That expression, that's an attack. And wolves and foxes do the same thing, you know. You see an expression as an attack. And so I said, thou shalt not kill. And well, I think to myself, not quite sure what happened. I heard they're going to jump me, bundle into a van, and take me to Southwark to be brain damaged. Civilised, whatever it is. And he attacked Monica outside the house, my house. The woman I told her, I said to brain damaged in Russia, but he attacked her when she came to us, just because he attacked everybody in the country, he knifes them. And she survived the attack because I gave her aspirin for an ambulance. But aspirin stops blood clotting because it's got a sore wound. And she'll recover. And she's great now, she's back big. Well, she does her job. And well, that's why she's a very nice lady. But she escaped from, actually it was a gas chamber, basically, I think it's Ukraine, and I don't actually only got gas there, and gassing people who speak Russian, and they're mostly Russians, and set up by the leader of Ukraine. And no wonder they're attacking, no wonder there's a war over there. And Hungary, I was in a death camp in Hungary. Well, the death camps and the gas chambers have come back. It's awful. Well, England does have the same, does have death camps. Springfield Hospital is a death camp. And they do it in British distance, you know. They're stupid, actually. They're slaves. And that's how Britain is. So it's no different, no different. And, well, people come here for shelter, and some of them do quite well, and some of them are brain damaged and slaves. You know, some of them went back to Germany and I say, well, idiots, because they took their brain out. And they said, all you needed it, you were a mad Nazi. And, unfortunately, the Nazi religion was about AIDS vaccines, basically, and the contact with them, because they did have contact with French and their special and so on. But they deny it, they don't want to know. And they were found by cause of war, apparently. Well, I have special knowledge about that because my mother was an engineering socialist. Well, she wasn't what I read, but she was. And I was shot down in 1942, so she must have looked after me. So I've been kept in prison ever since. My prisoner of war, they won't release me. And I mean, they persuaded I was a child. I didn't think I became a child, but I persuaded I was a child. So I was a 19-year-old and an influence child. Well, the kindergarten is the same job. And that's how it is. And that's what Britain does. They're so vicious, evil people. Well, other people are silly, you know, in Hungary, if you're destitute and can't work, they look after you well, then they give you a little injection. They can't afford to keep it, you know, so it is. And so it seems to be they're making money, but they're stealing it. So it's a thief. You have to examine my bank account and say, where does that money come from? We've got £6,000 in 1 month. Well, I haven't seen it. So somebody's paying the money carriers, which should be done, but they're not giving it to me, and so on. And they said I had £5 in the bank. No, well, I've got that. Can't see it. And he gives confusing signals. I don't know what he's talking about. And I had travel insurance, and they'll cover me for all the expenses. Could be claimed. And I told them, don't say they shot me. And they put a barrier in front of me. Well, being a lady, I just disposed of that. And then they attacked me. So I think they died of apoplecsis, basically, because the priest who sinned is a prayer, you say, which I learned as a Cistercian monk. It's a prayer about priests who sin and they die because they're trying to do so. They choke. It's the apoplecsis in the Bible. People who die, to Jesus, die, or pretend to do things to Jesus. They choke and die because they're criminals. And criminals, people do, in fact, when they're confronted, they choke and die. That reflex protects other people, and it is there, and it's part of human reflex. A man who's precise, a man feels that. They choke, and they can, and they do in fact die. So I think that's what happened. I don't know. Apoplexy. Priests who sinned die of apoplexy, which is what they do because they're criminals. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. So I left to that instant. And I came home. I did a test plan on the way home, but now this poison they've given me, it affects a kidney reflex, where the kidney, if it's short of blood, it produces it's short of water. It produces enzyme, increases the flow of blood to the kidney, increases the pressure of blood and so on. And they interfere with this frontal. Now, if you get diabetes, what they've done is withdraw that. They told me that it would kill you anyway, so they told me to stop taking it. And that gives a rebound to give you chest pain. And the solution is drink water, because the water will reduce that reflex. And because it's an addiction, you just stop drinking the things you're addicted to, and addiction disappears. It's quite unpleasant, but the quicker you do it, the better. Some people reduce the addiction, but that extends it. I haven't done it long enough to do it that much, because there's a chemical change takes place, and the thing upsets it completely. These drugs upset the body completely, and my chest pain is disappearing. because they poisoned me to make me have chest pain, and they gave me heart attack when I could be. So that's what Christians said. Well, I think they've got some idea of what their ideas, but they're making money basically. There's some people who believe it, but they don't. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do or not. Some priests do, some people don't. But they know anyway. And they know it's right. Priests know it's right. It's in the Bible. Priests pull the light, pull the apostate to the light first, for 680. So as I say, I don't know what's happened in the church, and hopefully they're gone, because they're attacking me. It's not nice being attacked. And they're planning to kill me, so I've a right to do it myself. And not being human, when they try to attack me, they hit a ray barrier, basically, to protect myself. And this, they put a blockage in front of me, and I just walked through it. Just read it, and the man jumped aside. And he's already gone. So that's what. So I'm not human, and I don't use those flowers very often. You can dig into some flowers like that. Usually, anyway, it's up here anyway. So that's why he's stuck on them, and I don't like it. The stories of Jesus do include that flower. I'm not Jesus. I'm somebody else. And I've got a brother Swiss who wants sex with animal. And I'm not really here at all. Machine, so look human. I know what I am. And my skin and words, body is not quite the same as yours. I know what the difference is, but I don't know. But I know silicone in my body, which reacts when I was given potassium iodide as part of a very small quantity, which contained radioactive iodine to track my blood, which is normal, doesn't affect people normally. It nearly killed me. I was screaming, and they said I should have died. I didn't see it, but that's affecting my skin and so. But came back for a while. And the poisons they give you nearly kill me. You don't sort of kill. Well, they're not killing ordinary human beings. They're killing me. Some stuff. They make you old, and they poison you. The hair comes out. It's all without chemotherapy, But it's poisonous. In other words, to it. It's supposed to shrink the brain, because that's why they don't make people stupid. They want stupid people to run work in the country for them. And the devil's got something to clean the floor. Well, sorry, I'm not going to clean the floor, but he steal my money and he pays it back to me. Sort of thing normals do. Extortion. Extortion. They were paying money to the church. They wanted contribution to the church. Well, I haven't got the money, they've stolen it already. And why should they have money? They don't. They do services, I know. So, I mean, service, part of their civilization is their service. But civilization is generated by our genes. It's not anything of man, really. Or anything else, like animals. The same as them. We think we're not, but we are. And the philosophers who design civilization actually looking at people's behaviour and thinking, well, that's how it should be. We're only commenting on people's behaviour because it's automatic. Built in. Or nearly all are. And some people don't inherit the right reflexes, and they're criminals. The damage to the front of the brain causes crime, and the doctors damage it, so even worse. And they become abusive, murderers. That's what the doctors do to people. It's all wrong. It's all based on this lie. I don't think his name was Hayek. I don't remember. It was just psychiatry, and it was actually all rubbish. It's all rubbish. He is wrong. That's all it is to it. And he said things like people couldn't be original. They do this all the time. Well, no, they don't all the time, I must admit. But reinventing the world, we do it all the time. And when you walk across the room, it's different each time. That disturbs people. And people say, I see different things. Well, I don't. I think I'm doing the same thing. But if I'm trying to do a factory work, which is the same operation over and over again, after I can't do it, I feel paralysed and collapse. I don't know how common that is, but you're signing. I had a good job signing checks. I was responsible. I had to check the interest in the thing and sign a check, quite a lot of money. And after a day, or a couple of days, I just write. I'm paralysed. Start writing with my left hand. That paralysed. That's what happens. Can't do it. And we must do this. When I'm cycling, something happens because you're doing this all the time. And it's, you go mad. Cyclists go, you watch cyclists go, and they're all raving mad. Well, I know what it is. It's probably oxygen starvation, poison sweet cycling. But, so, some people cycle without a problem, but they cause insanity. People who walk on a dry cycle like a raving mad. You go, I used to be like that. And I wish I stopped. But that's it. Anyway, so I'm going to stop now, and that's going to go at the front of the film. So that'll confuse everybody.